Welcome back to Where is the Money? So today is the day. At the time of me recording this video, it is August 1st. And that means all the tariffs are active. That's right, all tariffs for every country is officially active. So where are we at with everything? What countries got an extension? What countries we got to deal with? What countries are still pending? What products is that going to affect? And more importantly, how much of this extra tariff rate is going to fall on the consumer, us, to pay for?
Of those 90 deals that were supposed to be made, only 6 have been announced and 2 have been finalized. For finalized deals, we have a 10% agreement with the UK, and we have an agreement with China with 30% tariffs until August 12th. That means we're going to have to go back and renegotiate that and finalize things. For agreements that have been announced but not signed, we have the European Union with a 15% tariff, Japan with a 15% tariff, and South Korea with a 15% tariff. All 3 of those have specific industry carve-outs to where some tariffs are higher and some are lower. We also have a 20% agreement announced with Vietnam. Philippines and Indonesia are announced at 19%. And we have announced that we have reached a deal with Pakistan, Thailand, and Cambodia, though no details and specifics have been made available. Mexico and Canada currently stand at a 25% tariff, though there's no new announcements to that. Trump is expected to speak with the Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum today. And then this morning, Trump threatened additional tariffs against Canada if they go forward with recognizing Palestinian statehood. As a result, Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney says that talks are unlikely to be done by tomorrow. Yesterday, we also got an increased threatened tariff against India and 50% on certain Brazilian products. Though interestingly, one of the carve-outs on Brazilian products is orange juice. There's also a flat rate 50% semi-finished copper product tariff, and that doesn't really matter where it comes from. Oh, and yesterday, Trump signed the de minimis loophole away. It's gone. It will, as of August 29th is the official date. The de minimis loophole will be closed forever. So yeah, that's where we stand with all the countries in the world.
So ever since the announcement of these tariffs, a lot of the American people, including myself, have been saying, hey, this is a tax on the American people. And the administration have been consistently saying, no, the importers pay it, the companies, corporations pay it, we don't pay it. Well, that's not exactly looking like where we're at right now.
The president continues to frame these tariffs as a charge on countries. So walk us through this. Help us understand, if a product comes into the U.S. from another country, who's paying the bill?
The importer, the U.S. company that imports the good, they pay the bill, full stop. Now, after that, they try to pass that cost down the chain. So that means importers, then wholesalers, retailers, distributors, all the way down to the last person in that chain holding the bag, and that's the consumer. And the history of this, this is empirical work that we've done over the years, so this isn't that much of a guessing game, is that the bulk of the pass-through lands with the consumer. She's at the end of the chain. She's the one who's going to feel the most of this. And as you've suggested, we're already seeing signs of that.
Trump have been telling major multi-billion-dollar corporations like Walmart, hey, eat the tariffs. At first they thought about it, then they put out a statement saying, we'll try to keep it as low as possible as long as we can, but they did mention the setback and how that is not going to be sustainable. Now they're just saying flat out, prices will increase. And that's not just Walmart. We got Procter & Gamble, we got a lot of other big corporations that are saying, without a doubt, prices will increase.
You've had announcements from Adidas, Procter & Gamble, Walmart, Ralph Lauren, Mattel, Subaru, Nike. That's not a small amount of companies. Are more on the horizon?
Yes, more on the horizon. One of the biggest that I'm still waiting for right now is towards Canada, understanding what the tariffs are going to be there, if they're going to get that 90-day delay that Mexico just got. There are tariff hikes coming across the gamut of everything that you're buying for, vehicles, back to school, sneakers, anything you're using for camp and after school activities, all that stuff is on the chopping block and subject to what will be tomorrow as high as 40% tariffs on, sneakers and all the apparel you wear to spend your summer months.
So needless to say, there's going to be a lot of everyday products we all use that are going to be going up tremendously in a lot of categories. So this very much feels like a tax on the everyday people. One of the big ones, though, is coffee. We consume a lot of coffee. How else are we going to stay awake, running ourselves into the ground, trying to pay taxes, pay for products with this corporation to keep this economy going, and pay to try to keep a roof over our head while dealing with this inflation?
Okay, MAGA fuckers, we need to talk, because this is like, we need to get together, because this is not about you versus me versus you. Yes, do I still think you guys are dumb sometimes? Yes, because for some reason you guys can't understand basic things. But let's put that aside. What I want you to understand is he put another 40% on Brazil. And a lot of our coffee comes from Brazil, okay? Now, 40% plus the 10% that he already put, that's 50%. Do you understand what's about to fucking happen to your coffee? Do you realize what's about to happen to your fucking chocolates? Because that miniature hand Mussolini doesn't understand putting tariff means that we are paying. None of us are getting a fucking $600 check, okay? Understand that. That whole rebate thing, it's like, that's not happening. He's not gonna give us a fucking check because that's barely working. And all your stuff that's about to go up, coffee, chocolate, orange juice, that's just fucking for one country. So please, we need to get together and do something, because this is fucking insane.
Well, your cup of Joe is going to be 50% more. Chances are, a lot of these companies are not going to eat that cost. Your Starbucks, your Coffee Bean, even your gas station cup of Joe is going to be more expensive. So prepare yourselves. It's going to be interesting. So let me know your thoughts about the current state of the tariffs. Do you feel like it's going to be a tax on the people? Do you feel like people are blowing this out of proportion? It's not really going to be that much of an impact on your budget? Put your comments below. Let's talk about it. This is Where is the Money? Talk to you soon.